Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Fox298 here. Welcome back to a brand new video for you guys today here on my channel. So here we are back with an F1 2016 last question mark challenge, really, because, you know, we're not going to be driving for the fastest cars on the grid. But today I thought I would just do a little challenge video for you guys. Of course, we've got the Azerbaijan Grand Prix happening as we speak. FP2 just finished. And today, I thought I'd switch it up a bit. And when I mean switch it up a bit, you probably can see now on your screens that this isn't F1 2016 on the console. Nah, I decided not to do that. I decided because the Steam sale was about, I thought let's go get F1 2016 on the PC, chuck on some mods, and now we've got F1 2017 livery. So we've got the Pink Panther livery, we're driving as Esteban Ocon, and it is lights out, I think, and away we go for this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. I can't actually see the screen because it's frozen. There we go. So unfortunately, I'm not sure if that voice that you just heard me then say was out of sync, but my preview screen just completely froze as I was trying to look at the lights went out. So I'm sorry if I said that early. But anyway, we're carrying onwards now. We're going to go down the inside here of a bunch of cars here towards turn 2. I looked for a gap there, just wasn't a gap, so I decided to back out of there. There's the two Toro Rossos battling in the background now. We're going to slot ourselves in behind Fernando Alonso, just in front of Stoffel Van Dorn in the McLaren there, as we look to try and get past here now. In towards this corner, we get comfortably past both Alonso and Kevin Magnussen. Now we're going to have a look at a run here down the inside of Lewis Hamilton and potentially Kevin Magnussen, in which we both get in fine succession. And in fact, we actually got the move done on Bottas as well. So we got 3 places there in the span of 1 corner. Now we're going to look to go past Lance Stroll. So we're not done yet. We're going straight past everybody here in the last question mark challenge, because we all make it the last to first challenge here as we break nice and late. Unfortunately, we do a massive corner cut there. And I will explain why, because there was quite a few moments where I did cut a couple of corners as we move further onwards. And actually, this is a longer clip. I know this preview clip. So, F1 2016 on the PC. This was my very first race on the PC. Of course, I was using an Xbox One controller because I went out today and I bought myself an Xbox One wireless USB adapter so that I could play games on my Xbox One controller, which is much useful for myself. However, I felt like the response time and just overall the handling and the braking on F1 2016 on the PC feels a lot more unresponsive than it does on a console. I felt like there was a lot more understeer, and I felt like braking was a lot harder on the game. I don't know if that's anyone else's opinion. Of course, this is the first time I've played on a PC, so I can't really say that that is true because I don't really know. But anyway, we're into the slipstream now. I have Daniel Ricciardo here. We're going to get this move sorted here on Daniel Verstappen pits on the end of the first lap. So very early pit stop there from Max Verstappen. And as you can see, going to try it down the inside of Sergio Perez. But there just wasn't enough space for me to go down the inside of the course. With this funny braking feeling that I was getting in the car, didn't really want to go for it on Sergio. Maybe it's because I'm driving the Force India. Maybe that's it. It could be just the fact that I'm driving a Force India. And, you know, it's a bog standard Force India, so it may just have, you know, slightly worse braking and slightly worse handling than, say, the Mercedes on the game. Haven't really tried that out yet. So, afterwards, I'll be able to try it out and let you guys know how it all feels. But we get past Sergio Perez there quite easily. Now we can continue on our way here. Hopefully try and hunt down Felipe Massa and potentially not fall back from them. Kimi Raikkonen, I believe, leads the races. He's already going past the castle section. In fact, just have actually finished it as Vettel now makes his way through. Massa enters into the castle section. We get through it quite nicely, unlike Sergio Perez did in FP1 this morning, and unlike Jolyon Palmer did in FP2 this morning, who both crashed in that castle section. Further on then into the Grand Prix, we're now to lap 3, trying to close down Felipe Massa, and we look a lot closer than we have been so far in this Grand Prix. The gap is about 1 second now. In fact, it's exactly 1 second, but the gap between myself and Sergio Perez is only 0.6 of a second. So Perez right behind me here as he looks to try and get past me. Of course, Perez will be raging on the team radio asking for me to move out of the way, but of course Perez didn't move out of the way of Ocon in Canada, so I'm not going to do the same thing here. I'm going to stay in front of Sergio Perez, and as you can see here, I've got great slipstream on the back of Felipe Massa that it actually helps me stay in front of Sergio Perez, and as you can see there, he is still behind me for the time being, but I need to get this move done on Felipe Massa, otherwise Sergio Perez is literally just going to be flooding all over my gearbox. And you can see that we didn't get the best of runs here out of that corner. We're going to have a look here against Felipe Massa. We're getting quite close down, but we are going to have to go defensive against Sergio Perez. Perez is side by side with us. The two Pink Panthers go for it here, and Perez gets right in front of me. Actually, he just goes right round the outside. But I'm gonna say no to that. You know, I'm gonna be a little bit aggressive. I'm gonna I'm going to be the man who controls the setups here at Force India. You know, Sergio Perez, he was a little bit cheeky in Canada, so I'm going to show him that I'm not here to be walked over. And I get straight back past him, and we continue on our way. On to lap 4 of the Grand Prix now, about to start lap 5 here. Massa is now extending his advantage quite heavily as me and Perez, the two Pink Panthers, continue to battle here now. As you can see, Sergio right on the side of me here. It is literally going to be it's a drag race now. We've got a 1.4 mile or 1.4 kilometers straight here. It's time for a drag race here. The two Pink Panthers going at it, hammer and tongs here into turn 1. We're going to defend against Sergio Perez quite nicely there, and we continue to battle. But all of this is doing is allowing Felipe Massa in front to get away. And that's allowing the drivers behind, which I believe is Hamilton and Bottas, to close in on us. And of course those Mercedes cars are extremely fast, so we need to be very worried about those, as unfortunately Jordan King is out of this Grand Prix. Now Jordan King is part of the Manor. There was in this mod, of course I've only just started using mods today, so I don't know like who's I don't know how to do stuff there, but as you can see, had no front wing and just crashed into the wall. But I didn't know how to get rid of the manners. There is a way, obviously, you can disqualify them, and I'm guessing the more that I do these modded videos, the more you guys will potentially give me some tips on how to do this kind of stuff. But for now, that's just all I got, and yeah, he crashed into a wall, so rip for that. Anyway, further on then into lap 6 of the Grand Prix now, we're trying to defend against Sergio Perez again, but this time Lewis Hamilton has decided that he wants a little bit of fun, a little bit of action here in this Grand Prix. Now, unfortunately, my preview screen that I'm using to narrate this video is freezing a lot, so there may be some points where I miss some action, but we are back here, and Sergio Perez is alongside us, but breaking into the corner. We defend against him quite nice. Oh, and Hamilton there, smacking into the back of Perez, trying to take him out there, so Hamilton not exactly being that friendly towards my teammate either, but yeah, a little bit aggressive there from Lewis. So that's something you need to be worried of, because if he gets past Sergio Perez, then who knows, he might actually just come flying past us. On to lap 7 of the Grand Prix now, and Lewis Hamilton has finally got past Perez after he made his pit stop, and he's now onto the back of us. And yeah, like I said before, my preview screen is very, very glitchy, so there may be some points where there's an overtake going on and I'm not saying about it. It's because it's just really, really glitchy at the moment, so nothing I could do about that. But Hamilton here, side by side with us, braking nice and late down into this difficult corner, and we get past Lewis Hamilton there, or we don't get past him, sorry, we defend our position comfortably against Lewis Hamilton for the time being, and we're actually leading the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, so we can say that we officially got to first in this challenge, although of course, you know, we are going to have to inevitably make our pit stop, which we are going to right now, and in we come for the pit stop, and I believe Raikkonen is going to inherit the lead. I think that's Sebastian Vettel there behind. Raikkonen had a very comfortable lead over Vettel, whereas I was just, you know, holding everybody up basically as I tried to learn this game. But as you can see, coming out of the pits now, I believe that we're trying to see, that's Bottas there, who has done a very great strategy, and he's actually got out in front of both Perez and me and Massa and Hamilton. So Bottas has done a super duper undercut, and he's got past virtually everybody. So congratulations there to Valtteri Bottas. He now makes the move done, and he is up into the lead of the, sorry, not in the lead, he's up to P4, but I believe that will turn into a net P3 when Lewis Hamilton comes in for his pit stop. So we just need to wait for that. On to lap 8 of the Grand Prix now. We're right behind the back of Sergio Perez, who's on the soft tyres, whereas I'm on the super soft tyres. So I'm absolutely flying here. And once again, the two Pink Panthers going super wide on the exit and flying past Sergio Perez. The two Pink Panthers battle once again. And of course, as you may have seen there, Bottas is in front of us. Unfortunately, he's still got the number 6 on his car. Again, don't really know how to change that. I'm trying to look on race department for a couple more mods to put in the game. But if you guys know mods on F1 2016, feel free to hit me up with some advice on how to sort it out there. As we go down the inside of Lewis Hamilton as well. So Hamilton just came out of the pits, nearly jumped us actually, and now that, I basically gave Hamilton a very tight squeeze. He made contact with the wall, and Sergio Perez is going to come back for some revenge after Hamilton smacked him off in the early phases of the Grand Prix. Down the inside, will Perez make this one stick? No, he doesn't, but he's still side by side with Lewis. Lewis hangs it on in there. We're going to pull away all the time as it's going on down the inside now. Will Lewis Hamilton get the move done? No, Perez hangs it around the outside. He's going to have the inside, and Perez outdrags Hamilton now, and through he goes. But unfortunately, it's kind of no match really, because now further on into the lap here, Hamilton flying through those difficult complexes of corners now, and you've really got to get those right here. And now Hamilton on the never-ending back straight, which might as well just include every single F1 calendar track, whatever you want to call it. And through he goes there. Lewis finally gets the job done on Sergio Perez, and now he can set about hunting me down, which is a bit worrying because Hamilton's extremely quick and it makes me rather nervous. So we're just going to have to see what we can do and hope for the best here. Lap 12 of the Grand Prix now, and Lewis Hamilton is right behind us here in this next stages. Can we defend from Lewis Hamilton for the time being? As you can see now, Hamilton has pulled over to this to the left-hand side of the circuit. He comes flying through here, but Force India's still got a bit of grunt in it, and it's really working well for us, and we brake nice and late round the outside this time. In fact, we beat Hamilton on the braking point there, and he tucked in behind us, and he's going to have to wait a little bit longer here, and it might not be that long here because this is the last lap of the Grand Prix now. Lewis is very close to us here. DRS in some slipstream. This might just help out Hamilton here. As you can see, he's coming flying through now. Hamilton here with some DRS. We're going to have to defend again from Lewis. Gives us a tight little squeeze there to let us know he's there, and as you can see, braking nice and late down the inside of Lewis Hamilton. We defend against the Mercedes driver for the time being, but of course, we have still got to fend him off for that pit straight once again, so it's not over yet for Lewis Hamilton. He can still take the win here. Not the win, sorry. We're in P4. He can still snatch 4th place away from us, which I'll be gutted about if he takes away 4th place in this Grand Prix, because we've worked really hard to get this one. And Bottas is in a P3 at the moment, but I think it's quite clear that Bottas is going to keep P3 in this Grand Prix. He's 3.1 seconds clear of us now. He is starting to pull away. We were closing in on Valtteri Bottas, but unfortunately, the pace has just dropped now, and we clearly are well out of that comfort zone as Hamilton really right behind us now, literally trying to find any sort of place to make an overtake, and unfortunately, it's not going to be enough for him as we make our way now down into this little left-handed kink, and we can continue onwards defending here. Hamilton now all over the back of us as we just break the slipstream ever so slightly there, having the car into rich mixture now, and here it is. This is the drag race now. This is down to the start-finish line here. Me versus Hamilton. Ocon versus Hamilton here, flying through these difficult section of corners. Hamilton is going to pull out to what side of the track is he going to go to? Left-hand side, right-hand side? He's going to go to the left-hand side. DRS is open. Here it is. Straight drag race. Here we go. Ocon versus Hamilton. Pink Force India. Silver arrows. Who's going to get to the line? Who got that? Who took that one? Oh, I think, yes, we've just taken it there. So, we managed to get P4 in today's Grand Prix, as it says Valtteri Ocon. Again, there's still some things that need changing in this mod, and still things that I'm learning, so sorry that there's really, really weird names and really weird numbers. But Kimi Raikkonen there wins the European Grand Prix, or the Azerbaijan Grand Prix as it's now known as. It's not the European Grand Prix anymore. Valtteri Bottas Sebastian Vettel claims 2nd place here in this Grand Prix. Valtteri Bottas claims 3rd place. Lewis Hamilton, a very disappointing 5th place. We managed to hold on against Hamilton, which I am super happy about. Really happy that he managed to stay in front of him there. Raikkonen celebrating on the podium with Sebastian Vettel, and of course it is actually Valtteri Bottas in 3rd place, but of course player models don't get updated like that in terms of their suits, so you are seeing Nico Rosberg. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed something a little bit different. If you have enjoyed it, drop a like on it, subscribe if you're new around here as well. Sorry if my commentary was a little bit out of sync with everything. My preview screen, I've been trying it for so long, is really, really glitchy, and every time it changed from replay cameras back to normal cameras, normal camera angles, the screen would just freeze for a good 4 or 5 seconds, and I just couldn't change it. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Take care all.